never had a debt sheet. Because I knew this because I was part of the finance department. So when I figured my father would be taken care of by the church, I found out very, very quickly that I was wrong. I got a call from Tazabwan, and he asked me how are we going to pay for the funeral. I said, I don't know. My father doesn't have a life insurance policy. He has no money. And I told him that the funeral itself was $5,000. My father would be buried in the National Cemetery since he was a veteran. And I was told that that's a lot of money, brother. I don't know if we're going to have that. He said, I'm going to call you back. He called me back and told me, brother, I don't know, we can't give you the money. You're going to have to lean on some family members to get that kind of cash. That was a hard pill to swallow, but I dealt with it. I said, you know what? I got to figure out how to bury my father. Shortly after that, I got a phone call from Chief Mr. Thanyala that said, since I was in the finance department, I handled most of the money that came in Philadelphia. I was told that you can no longer handle any finances in the church. This is right after my father died. Right after. My father's sitting in the other room. He was sitting in the other room and he's dead. I'm talking about handling finances. So now I'm scrambling. I'm scrambling now. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I get a call probably about another half hour later from all the apostles, Tazadakia, Rawbon, Shar, Arya, and they proceeded to shoot me out because I hadn't planned effectively my father's funeral, even though I was still planning it. I was told at that point, we're going to give you the money, but you need to make sure everything is planned from here on out properly. And I realized from that moment that I could not rely on the church for anything. And that was that day that I got my brother to get my mom an insurance policy because I knew I couldn't lean on the church. And for so many years being in the finance department, we're telling members that if you are ever in need, contact the church and you can lean on the church. That is a lie. Another thing, I lost my wife to a prophecy that Jermaine gave to the congregation about the H1N1 virus. When my wife needed a heart, one of the questions was, do you want your wife to get a flu shot? And I said no, because my spiritual leader told us that the H1N1 virus is going to kill people. The doctors, of course, looked at me like I was crazy. So I went to counsel and I told them exactly, I told them I wanted to confer with my spiritual leader first. And I went up to counsel and I conferred with him. And his reply to me was, why would you tell them that? And I knew that no one else in the congregation knew that the H1N1 virus was safe. I knew no one in the congregation knew that. Because when I came back and I told him the thing out, he looked at me like I was crazy. He looked at me with the same look I looked at him with, like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, brother, I don't know why you would tell them that. If I was a doctor, I'd look at you crazy too. Yeah, the H1N1 virus is safe. They recalled all those viruses. Shortly after, they told my wife that they couldn't give her a heart. So my wife subsequently died because she couldn't get a heart. So I lost my wife and my father in the same year. And I think about it every day that my father gave his life for what he thought was the truth. Coming to find out that he was giving his money to a man that was taking advantage of his poverty and his faith